It's not that easy, is it?
Two women break around.
You need to get some sleep. Yikes. Goat, social distance. Goat. That is not 2 meters. A lot of you guys have asked me, so you're in quarantine, well, what about your sheep? Have you turned into a goat since I left? I'm back. It feels really good. I'm not gonna lie, I don't do really well in the house for extended periods of time. Glad to be back at it. Carissa did a great job. The problem is I haven't been able to even come into contact with her to ask her things or to see how it went, because as you know, I was away and we landed Tuesday. We were in New Zealand. Came home early, just as a recap, and we've been in self-quarantine ever since. So we're treating this very seriously here on our farm and our family. Let's have a look and see what we've missed while I've been gone. I want to pet you. She's following me. Goat, social distance. She is not got the memo. You really missed me. You're fine. Stop. Oh, it's nice to be wanted. These ewes are looking really close, which is a little scary. The last group that actually lambed right on their due date, so I was hoping these ones would be the same, but we will see. If you watched my last video, you would know I have already had one abort. She isn't looking great still yet as of yesterday, so I'm just keeping an eye on her. And the ram that was down ended up dying. So I was obviously too late getting him treated. I still don't know what it was. He got really dehydrated really fast. So whether it was respiratory and he's just been slowly getting worse and we just never really noticed it. Because with the sheep, sometimes you don't know that they're sick until it's too late, which is a shame. Goat. That is not 2 meters. Let's go see how the rest are doing. There's Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Being lazy. The group looks really good. I checked the whole group and no more stillborns, abortions, early lambers, which is a relief. I don't like seeing one because that's always a chance for, if it's chlamydia, that's my #1 abortion bug in this barn. If it's that, then it can spread. They are vaccinated for it, so it's showing me that the vaccination protocol is working, which, relief. Okay, so I just printed off my feed sheets. And I printed one off. I've changed my feed a few times over the last few weeks. They're moving so quickly through the program. You really need to change your feed to keep up with what their requirements are as where they are in their life cycle. So whether they're flushing, breeding, lambing, lactating, whatever it is. So that's kind of the update with feeding. The other thing I'm going to do today is go through all my vet requirements. I'm really scared that some of our manufacturers of pharmaceuticals for animals. Mark made a good point this morning. He's like, if they ever switch and start like putting a lot more effort to human stuff, you better get on this and order some stuff. So I'm just gonna go through all my antibiotics that I have because I know a few are expired. I'm gonna just make sure everything is up to date, nothing's expired, and order what I can now. I don't use a lot of it, so it would only be little bottles anyway that I would need. And he made me brainstorm with Mark as to what else we should really be thinking about. Not doomsday preparing, but just being prepared, because life on the farm still has to keep going. And we just don't know how we're going to be affected by all this stuff. Okay, I know you guys are all waiting for this, so I'll get him. Billy, come. Hi, buddy. Hi. Did you miss Mommy? Did ya? Say hi to the people. Everybody wants to know how you're doing. Growing like a weed, ain't ya? Are you my puppy? It's a good thing you're over here and Kinsey's not. She gets jealous of you. Yes, she does. Where's your sister? Is that her over there? I think so. Guys, the lambs look really good. So these are the youngest, if you remember, this is the youngest group that I weaned just before we left for New Zealand. They are looking really nice. This is the group I'd like to get weighed here this week, just for shipping. These were the first ones I weaned, so they've been weaned for quite a while. They look really good as well. Hi guys. The barn is pretty full. And then the second group I weaned, if you remember, it was a big group, so I divided it in half. So half went on that side and half stayed on that side. I found this group the most ununiform, like it wasn't as crazy uniform as these ones, only because I think of size. It was just a bigger group by quite a bit. I think there's over 100 between these two pens, whereas the other ones were only about 50 to 60. So it makes a big difference, I think. There's Billy Sr. Hey, big boy. Okay, I'll give someone else attention and then he'll come. What'd I say? Oh, you're so predictable. Hello. Hi. All right, I think I'll work on feeding here. So what I'll do is just push out this hay they didn't reach, clean up the manger, push in the hay, and I would fill the feeders, but it looks like we ran out of corn, so it's a good thing we got home when we did, because there's just some stuff that needs to be done. Oh, that's me. Have you turned into a goat since I left? Breakfast. All right, I'm kind of going through my stuff. I'm gonna need some more cedars, so I've got them kind of pushed aside. I'm gonna ask my vet if I should be just ordering enough for April, or should I look ahead and order enough for my July group, because I will be using cedars for April and July. These are all the drugs that are good. They have good expiration dates. They're all 2021, I think. So these are the only drugs I use, and I don't even use them that much. I've had them for a while. Penicillin, tetracycline. My vet likes to use Resflor a lot. And the nice thing about Resflor, it does have a painkiller in it. The only thing is I hate using it. It's not my favorite because it's really thick. So it's hard to get out of a really small needle for like a lamb. That is expired. That's the only thing that's expired, so I will have to get more of that. My thiamine has gone missing. I wonder if it's in the other barn, and I know I just got a new one of it, so I will have to... Yes, are we keeping you up? And then my Metacam, of course, is a painkiller. That is absolute gold for animals. to get them eating, feeling better, all the things. Selenium I use as an injection for the baby lambs. And then these, in case I do have any, go down with pregnancy toxemia. Mycotil is that thing I use last resort because it is very dangerous for humans. That's why it's in this. I don't like using it, but it is last resort for an animal that's really gone down hard with mastitis. I will use Mycotil as a last resort. There are other drugs you can use before you get to Mycotil, but talk to your vet about your own protocol. I've got my own custom one with my vet. And then, of course, I'm fully stocked with lube, which is good. The one thing I'm going to get, because people get really mad at me, is some OB gloves. So I will attempt to use gloves. I don't love using gloves. I don't get really good grip of the animal. And I find too, as soon as you add lube to a stuck lamb, it just makes it that much harder with a glove, a slippery glove plus lube. I slip. However, given the light of all the things that, how germs are spread right now, it's just kind of awakened me to the point where I should be a lot more diligent on my hygiene with, you know, I'm literally sticking my hand in an animal. And quite often, if there's 4 or 5 lambing at the same time and they all have problems, I'm relying literally on soap and water to disinfect my hands, which we all know you can get the majority of it, but you know there's always some left. So I'm literally transferring from one ewe to the next. So I have to be a little more diligent on that. So I guess while I'm at it, I just want to redo my lambing kit. I will show you what I use. I'm gonna have to get some more paint. I'm running pretty short on everything. These 2 are full, so I need another color. I like to have 4 colors, 1 for singles, twins, 1 for triplets, and 1 for anything over a quad. I'm down to my last RFID pack, so there's 100 in a pack. There's 100 in this group, so if they all have twins, I'm gonna need 200, so I'm gonna need another pack. I got a scale, so I probably need some more batteries for this. It tends to run out. Oh, I got some more FID tags. Other than that, I use the tagger, the lamb tail docking elastics. Look like I've got a cut. Might need more of those. And then the selenium I have here, it's a brand new bottle, so I should be good for that. The one thing I do need are new needles. Needles and syringes, I'm running pretty low on that. I think I've got lots of colostrum. Yeah, I got a case of colostrum still, so that's good. I do need to get some milk replacer. I'm good for paper towels. I go through that like crazy. Other than that, I think we are set for lambing. Next week's when I'll really start getting prepped, which would be cleaning out the milk machine, setting up the pens, getting to be crunch time, and just looking at these ewes and how close some of them look. I am wondering if we'll have some early lambs, which is good for you guys, but for me, I just like to be prepared. And when I'm not prepared is usually when I have early lambs. I talked to my vet. A lot of you guys have asked me, so you're in quarantine, well, what about your sheep? So, you know, if there's a chance that I have the virus, can I transmit it to my sheep? And you all know me, I like to hang out with them. I like to get, you know, up close and personal with them, especially when I'm lambing them out. You have to kind of be in close proximity. So I talked to Rex about it, and he assured me from everything he knows and other vets know, so far can't be transferred from human to animal. Now they can get corona, but I'm wondering if it's another strain. You'd have to check with experts on that, but he assured me that I am okay with coming into contact with my sheep. That is the final call from the vet. They won't have anything to do with me now. So Mark put the girls in charge of greasing, and I told them I sucked at changing the cartridge. It's not that easy, is it? It's hard. You might have to. There's an air. Able to do it. Is there something we gotta let go? I think there's an air thing, maybe. I'm glad I'm not the only one that can't do this. You're so close. I don't have a working finger. That's my excuse. Try that.
I just don't have any experience in this room, apparently.
There you go.
Oh. I don't know what you did, but
it's an airlock thing, I think. I think I've watched Mark do it. And then you twist it. Twist the cap. Lefty loosey. And patience.
Where did I get that from? God, that's good crap.
I don't think that's actually, you take off this whole thing.
No, I think
No,
that's
I don't
right.
think we do.
Do we? Or
No, I think this whole thing comes out.
I don't think so.
Well, you took it right out of the, I've never seen
Where's
that.
the?
We figured it out.
Do we need to twist this back in?
Yep.
To lock it?
Yeah, you can. You might need it out if it's got an airlock, but we'll see when you start squeezing. You're good.
We're good. That's gonna
You
keep
know, you
coming
might,
out.
yeah, you might
I'm
want
just gonna
to
use my.
shop
I
towel.
don't know why I caught that.
I don't either. I would have just left it.
All right, we're gonna take old red wagon here and get this back tire filled up. Problem is my border collie-ish wants to bite and play around with tires when I'm not looking and paying attention. Thinks she's punctured a hole in that. So we have a plug in that tire, but I'm gonna get Mark to look at it and potentially put another plug in it. How did we find the hole? I squirted armor all over my tire. So this is where she chewed it before. We put a plug. And this is hole number 2. She's a brat. So do you think we can put
Yeah, I can probably put
another plug? So Mark and I just finished lunch, and over lunch, our premier of our province just announced that we are under full lockdown as of 11:59 tomorrow night. So only essential services are open. Everything's going to be shut down. We're food producers, right? So is our processors and everything going to be open, Mark?
Yep.
So we're just hoping, the Easter market's coming up here shortly, and I kind of rely on that for my lamb sales. So I'm hoping that all stays okay on that end of it. But I do feel my heart goes out to everybody that is probably going to get laid off. How many people got laid off last week?
I don't think I laid off. There was 500,000 Canadian applications for unemployment insurance.
So 500,000 applications for unemployment in 1 week. We'll keep you guys updated as this all progresses, but we're no different than anywhere else in the world, I'm sure. So day by day. Now he's gonna plug the hole in my tire. Why do we have a border collie?
Oh, I thought you were training her so she could herd your sheep and everything, but I haven't seen any of that yet. All I do is fix the stuff she breaks.
I'm working on it.
Two women break around.
You need to get some sleep. Yikes. Easy does it. Sweet.
What's the pressure supposed to be? 60 something?
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like 60.
60 psi.
60. Do you want the thing?
I have it in my pocket, I think. Bang! Jeez. You're not funny. Thank you for giving me a heart attack. Still got a hiss.
Does it? After a few tries, we ended up having to. We got the hole fixed. We had to use the thicker piece of rubber, and then here we had to put 2 in because this was just blowing out. So, moral of the story: we need a new tire. Ha ha ha! It's working much better now. No flat tire. So now we're just betting. My tripod has a broken leg. A very broken leg. Like a compound fractured leg. Stay. We'll talk to you while I'm doing this. Last night was finally the first night I got to sleep in half decent time. I've been dealing with jet lag really, really bad. I think I talked to you guys. Have I talked to you about that yet? Yeah, I did, I think. Jet lag's tough on me because it triggers me back to when I had a really bad bout with insomnia. I had insomnia for about 4 years. And then I got put on medication for it. And then I got addicted to the medication, and it took me 9 years to get off it. So when I can't sleep, it really takes me back to a bad place. So thankfully, I powered through, and last night we got lots of rest. The barn is good for the day. We are quarantined. We have to be here, and I'm glad I can be here with my animals, but I can also be here virtually with you guys. So I'm gonna keep throwing out content as much as I possibly can for you guys. I mean, it's day to day. Every morning we wake up, something changes. Twitter is crazy. I've spent way too much time on it just because I've been housebound, and I find that it plays games with the head, and I find it causes a little bit of hysteria that we don't really need. In saying that, this is unprecedented and very scary. I don't know, I just think being around animals and just the simple farm life is somewhat calming for the soul and peaceful, and I want to share that with you guys because I think we need that. I just pray you guys stay safe and that you don't have to deal with this. We're all in it together. We're all feeling a little bit isolated and a little bit, scared and nervous, but we're gonna get through this.